beat Hull FC 24 points to 6. Into the starting lineup comes straight back James Harrison in the front row and Maddie Ashton on the wing. Geordie Crowther recalled on the bench by coach Burgess. Well, Hull KR's last outing was at 40 points to 20 victory over St Helens. It did, though, come at a cost, as you will have heard before the break. Elliot Minchella misses out with a groin injury. Sam Luckley with a hand injury. So in comes George King, recalled by coach Willie Peters, and Jack Brown, a boyhood Robins fan, signed on a 2.5-year deal from Hull FC, for whom he played here last week in round 10. Well, consistency was a theme pre the break as a collective and as individuals, and George Williams, Sam Tompkins, is Mr. Consistency.
He is, he's absolutely that, and that's why he's the captain of this Warrington Wolves side. You know, when George first came on the scene a few years ago, he couldn't be described as consistent. Individually, he was brilliant. He wasn't a great communicator. He didn't have great game management. Now, that's completely different to the man that we see today. He's consistent in the way that he leads his group around. He kicks the ball into the right areas. He guides the team so well. And I think, Danny, that's where Mikey Lewis has got to put another level on his game.
Yeah, I couldn't agree anymore, Sam. I'm a massive fan of George Williams. Mikey Lewis is still evolving, he's still learning, he's still growing as a player. But boy, what a player he is. He competes, and I think Mikey's best quality is he just wants to win. He'll do anything to win. He reminds me a lot of what you was like when you first burst onto the scene. He's scrapping and fighting for every inch, and probably annoys a lot of people. But he's because he's such a good player, he's such a good kid, and he's only going to get better as well.
Two of the superstars of the Betfred Super League, George Williams of the Warrington Wolves and Mikey Lewis of Hull KR. Two men capable of breaking open the tightest of games. That may be what they're asked to do here today as the Wolves and the Robins clash for the second time in 2024. First one went the way of the wire. The Robins are out tonight for revenge.
George Williams, well, he's back with a bang. Oh, my word. Oh, big shot. Whack. Pressure coming. They've got it. What a beautiful step from Lewis. He gets it away to Nicholson.
Wow. Look what it means to the Robins.
An absolute cracker here to Halliwell Jones.
Sam Burgess, Danny Maguire, you both agreed that Warrington have some questions to ask after their performances over the last 3 weeks. Will they answer them tonight in the affirmative? Who wins this one? Sam, we'll start with you.
I think the Robins are flying too high. They're going to come and get a win by 10.
I've got my red and white t-shirt under this, Brian. I'm going for a Rovers win with a Mikey Lewis drop goal to win the game.
You understandably have tremendous affection for the Hull KR club, and just a word for their travelling supporters who had that distance to travel today and who are in full voice.
Yeah, they're through thick and thin, probably the best fans in the competition, in my opinion. Really supportive and get behind the boys, as you can see in the numbers tonight.
I'm not sure there's a group of fans enjoying themselves more in Rugby League in this period of the competition than those that support the Robins. Let's get straight to our commentary team for the first half. Standing by are Terry O'Connor, and we'll say good evening to Mark Wilson.
Yeah, good evening, Brian. 6 teams start round 11, level on 14 points. 2 of them are on show tonight. 1 of them will end tonight on top of the table, but who will it be? Will it be the Wolves who complete an early season double over the Robins, or will Hull KR make it to the Super League summit? Round 11 of the Betfred Super League is underway. Warrington against Hull KR here on a lovely evening at the Halliwell Jones, and the Robins looking to build on those wins over Wigan and St Helens. Can they do it on the road? We'll find out tonight. What a game in prospect.
Yeah, outstanding conditions and outstanding performances from Hull KR. And you said, can they do it? Well, what they've shown against Saints and Wiggins, well, they can mix it with the big boys. The manner in which they won those games really did inspire the fans that were there. But, you know, to stop this Warrington side, you've got to stop the threat to the likes of Williams, Walker and Duffy. It's easier said than done, though.
It is. As the Robins bring the ball over their 30-metre line. To the 40 they go. No Minchella tonight, will be a blow. As here is Lewis from right on the 40-metre line. He'll send it high downfield. Dufty The match winner at Craven Park when these two met earlier in the season. He brings it back, and he's met just outside the 20.
Yeah, round 4, just a 2-point loss for Hull KR against this Warrington side. But Willie Peters was saying in the interview with Jenna Brooks at the start of the game that they've got to start better. They scored 2 tries last week against Saints on the back of the kickoffs. They conceded, and that's what I mean about Stanley Walker, the threat that he poses from dummy half.
Great tackle from Hadley. Here, bringing it forward is King. Wolves are over halfway here on their first set with ball in hands. Dusty will carry it, tries to bump off one, but he's wrapped up. Now trademark run on the 5th tackle that we see from him. Ball now back to Drinkwater, the former Robin, puts it high. Underneath it is Burgess with plenty of time, and he will bring it back. Both sides have had a possession of the ball, and it's on as even.
Like you said, Matt Duffy, latter stages of the tackle count, he gets hold of the ball, doesn't he? He's trying to get the quick play of the ball, use his footwork to get down, play it quick, and enable the kicker to kick on the front foot and pressure Hull KR down in their own red zone.
Niku with the first carry. Here is Ryan Hall. Could be a historic night for him. Can he get over the whitewash again? Good carry there. It was a nice run. Broadbent early on in his Robbins career. Here now is May. Gets it across to Evans. Ball back on the inside for Hiku. Up towards halfway. Nice tackle incoming. Here is Lewis again. He's going to go high again. Dufty will come forward, collects it. Just outside the 10, looks up, a wall of pink in front of him. Decent chase that from the Robins.
Well, we want to make sure that they keep presenting that line right for the full 80 minutes. Any little crack in that line, well, that man will exploit it. And the big thing for Hull KR is just playing at the pace that they want to play at. Take this game to Warrington, stop the back three from bringing the ball forward and be disciplined.
Well, there you go, right on cue. The Robins commit a high shot penalty.
Oh, nice footwork, change of direction just at line. Jez Layton just slips over, initial contact on the shoulder, then it rides up around the neck. When you play against Warrington, you want to try and restrict those meters. That's a gift of, like, what, 25, 30 meters?
You get the feeling this is going to be tight tonight here at the Halliwell George as Williams gets it away to Dufty. Dufty puts the footwork on there. The fans will always wanted another penalty for a high tackle. James Vella, the official in the middle tonight, says not, as Vaughan carries it in. 25 away. Walker, short pass to Harrison. What a year he's having so far. Walker waits at dummy half. Options either side. They're going right here now. Drinkwater finds Williams. Williams gets it out the back. Quick hands with the ball put down on the far side. And that will be a turnover in play. And the Robins defence numbered up well there.
Yeah, just couldn't quite take this ball in. Fewlis, nice depth. The attacking line was there. Fewlis couldn't take it in. When Harrison drove the ball in, I think it was about the 4th tackle, they had numbers on the left-hand side. George Williams had come across and he tried to make that overload their left-hand side. They went centre field. They probably missed the chance.
Josh Fewlis in good form. Try scoring, but couldn't get on the end of that move.
Well, for Warrington as well. Now, this is where they can put Hull KR under pressure. Like I said, they're coming off the back of 2 huge wins. They're going to be so confident coming here to the Halliwell Jones Stadium. And they've got to really take the game to Hull KR and knock them off the stride.
Yeah, well, they just about beat the shot clock. That was why Mikey Lewis was sprinting to get to the scrum as the ball is carried forward. Warrington's defence is strong, and Warrington's defence has been good of late. Here now is Tanganoa. The run of form he's on at the moment, the former Wakefield man. Scoring lots of tries. Brad carries up to the 30. Here's Litton, he's going to kick, and he's going to kick in behind here on the far side. Didn't quite have the depth on the kick, and Dufty will collect it on his own 20. He'll bring it forward, and Warrington start just outside their own 30-metre area.
Well, they knew that they were struggling for meters, just 28 meters made in that set. So he kicks on the 4th leg, just trying to catch the fullback, and the wing is out. He gets plenty of distance on it.
Warrington just over the 40. Tight opening here. As they go, went hunting there. So soon he didn't get his man in Vaughan. He gets over halfway. And here now come Warrington. Drinkwater out the back, finds King. King gets it away to Ashton. Ashton through the gap, gets it away. Scintillating rugby league from the Warrington Wolves. Toby King started it and finished it down the left-hand side. And it's Warrington who get the first points of the night. They lead the Robins by 4 points to 0.
Well, they've got some strike over on this edge, haven't they? And Toby King goes in for the opening try on his 150th Warrington appearance. They've got so much space. You just look at the movement behind the ruck. The ball doesn't go to George Williams. A Hull KR player shoots out the line, expecting him to get the ball and create some space out on the edge. Warrington, quick play the ball to the hooker. Danny Walker going from dummy half. Then Drinkwater, nice ball to King, and then support Taxton gets it back to score the opening try. What a decent start from Warrington. They're playing the ball at a pretty decent speed in this game. The spacing's right, and there's a lot of communication between those guys and Sam Burgess. Well, he'll be happy with the opening start in this 7 minutes.
Yeah, we mentioned Toby King, 150th Warrington appearance. Got a try in the win at Craven Park, and he's got one tonight as well. Lindsay Hoyle, the Speaker of the House here, enjoying his rugby league. Big Warrington fan. Now Thewlis will look to add the extras here. 11 in from touch on the left-hand side. 80% success probability. That's for a 6-point lead. Strikes it nicely. Flags gone. Good start for Sam Burgess and the Warrington Wolves. Toby King's strike. Nicely converted.
Well, whether George Williams gets the ball or not, he certainly does spook teams. You could just see there's a Hull KR defender just shoots the line, expecting him to get the ball, because he does create so much for Warrington. Well, Josh Drinkwater, he just lets the play unfold in front of him. Puts the ball out in front of him, and then the outside backs do it themselves in King and Ashton.
Yeah, good understanding between the two. Here is Harrison. Bum-crunching challenge goes in. Batchelor leading the defensive effort as Red got bumped off, but came back for more against Vaughan. And now the Warrington Wolves will look to put a decent set on the back of points. Moving it quickly now. Here's Roderick Ty. Ty looking to get onto the edge. There's a slip in front of him, and he bounces away. He just couldn't get the pass away. In the end, he did well to hang on. There's a quick play of the ball. Well, look at that. Warrington 100%, that's for 80% when they score the first try, they win the game. So that's a good sign for them. OKR would have wanted the first try. Looking at those stats, 100% win rate for them. Both like to front run, but it's Warrington who've got the early advantage. They kick downfield. Burgess waits just off his try line, collects it, looks up, nowhere to go. And on the back of points, that's a pretty good set.
Yeah, outstanding set. Look at that. Just 5 metres from Hull KR's line. Look, the mindset of Warrington is just play what's in front of you. They're shifting the ball, coming out of trouble. And some people say that you've got to earn the right to play. Well, sometimes you just let the players unfold in front of you. Go for that space if you back yourself.
Warrington at the moment are on top on the scoreboard and defensively as well. KR would love a penalty to get them out of their own end of the field. They're going to work it close to the ruck area. Nice footwork there, but this is the last one, and again they're not yet out of their own 40-metre line. Lewis waits. He kicks downfield again. Dusty will catch it on the full. Now he spins the ball away to Ashton. Ashton, is he going to look to try and run round? No, in the end he takes the tackle, and I think the Robins will take that 20 off the Warrington line.
Yeah, but that's the second time that they give a penalty away. Do you know, in those yardage plays close to Warrington's line, they've just let him off the hook. James Batchelor's man has been penalised by James Vella. Again, it's footwork. They come over the top, it's the flop from Batchelor. That's what the referee's penalised him for.
kicked out of the Halliwell Jones Stadium, that one. Here's King, the try scorer, takes the first carry and he's slammed into the turf. Here now goes Fitzgibbon. Looks already to be a very good recruit for Warrington, the former Newcastle Knight. Walker goes short to Harrison, inside the 40. Warrington looking to put some real pressure on Hull KR here. Short pass at the line from Curry. Inside the 30 now. Robbins backpedaling at a rate of knots. Miss out pass here. Now it's Fitzgibbon, gets it to King. Goes for Ashton for the corner. He's in. They want to check it, but I'm pretty sure Matty Ashton's got this one down.
Okay.
James Vella just taking a moment to assess the situation. He's saying no try.
Touch, please. And we do have a high tackle.
Let's go upstairs and find out.
Thanks, mate.
So it's tackle 4. We've got an on-field decision of no try for touch. So we'll check that first and then we'll look at the potential high tackle. So at this point, he is in the field of play. There is some contact to the head. Okay, so can we just take that back a tad, just to make sure that that foot definitely hits the touchline. So we're looking at his left foot. So there appears to be green between the foot and the ball there. Okay, so there is green between the foot and the ball at this point. If we can go forward a bit more. So now there is white on the foot and the ball. So now the foot is on the touchline. We possibly look at camera 8 just to confirm that. Okay, so we're going to have to go forward a few frames here. So I think another one. And okay, so the foot is in the field of play at that point. And another. There's another. So there appears to be green. So there that goes blurry. So the live decision is no try for touch there. But what we're going to now check is the high tackle. So see what contact is made by Burgess. So if we can watch this full speed first. So if we can just watch it just to confirm it's definitely a high tackle. So there is contact to the head, so we can pause it there. If not for the contact to the head, Ashton would have stayed in the field of play and scored a try. Thank you, I have a decision.
So the referee is going to award the try here. Matty Ashton, it is deemed, would have scored without the high shot from Burgess, so a penalty try to Warrington. And that will make the kick a lot easier. Matty Ashton, full of smiles. Warrington for the second time break down their left-hand side. And the Robbins defence is cut to pieces again.
Well, puts all his weight on his left leg, gives himself a chance, doesn't he, to get back in and powers through that tackle. But again, you've got Hull KR players jumping the line. It's a face ball, it's doing some damage in this game, and they just can't quite deal with it. The strength that they have over on this left-hand side with King and Ashton, and the power of Ashton to keep his feet and get over the line and score the try.
Joe Burgess on the end of that one. That is Matty Ashton's second penalty try of the season. He got one earlier on against Hull FC. Well, here is Sioulis to make it 12 points to 0. And that's exactly what he does. A point a minute for the Warrington Wolves. Twice they've come this side. And this is the high shot again.
Well, look at that, just like the way that, like I said, he puts all the weight on his left leg. He's not going for the spectacular finish. He's got to use his strength to get in. And the tackle from Burgess, well, just deemed high. Penalty try is awarded. But like I said, a couple of times they're getting spooked down over here. They're shooting out the line. They're not stopping the play.
You made a great point. They are shooting out of the line. Is there a possible interception on for them, or Well, are they just genuinely running out of position?
Look, the reason why they're shooting the line is because they're trying to stop George Williams and Josh Drinkwater from playing again. Look, third time in the opening 13 minutes, they've given a simple penalty away. Now, if Hull KR want to compete and want to win this game, they've got to make sure that they stay switched on, keep the marbles intact. Look, they played against that Saints side. They put 40 points past them. And that Saints side have only been conceding like an average of 8 points in the opening 9 rounds. For Hull KR to do a job here on Warrington, they've got to be better disciplined than this. The opening 13 minutes hasn't been good enough, and Willie Peters said at the start of the game, we need to start the game better.
KR now scoring plenty of tries in this period. Is this a danger time for them? Well, they need the ball in able to do that. Warrington are enjoying this period. They might be enjoying it a bit more here. Ty gets to an edge. Ty can't quite get through, but they're 10 away here. This has been an outstanding start from Warrington. Vaughan wants a carry. 10 away. The Robins need to force an error here early on. Ball now works to Williams. Short pass taken in by Curry. Nowhere for him to go. He's going to be wrapped up a couple of metres away. They're lined up both sides of the ruck, but they're coming to the left here. They're going short for the power play. Good contact there, stopped Harrison. Walker is coming back this way again. Drinkwater gets it away to Dufty, but the pass to Ashton was a poor one. And the Robins breathe a huge sigh of relief.
Yeah, just under some pressure. And Dufty, look, he gets the ball. He knows that Joe Burgess is going to have eyes for him. He comes in, tries to close the play down. Doesn't get that pass. Correct. He doesn't get the execution that he's looking for. But again, it's the threat, isn't it, on this side that's really worrying Hull KR. And Sam Burgess, well, he's going to be pleased with what he saw so far.
He's pretty level-headed, isn't he, Sam? Whenever we hear from him here on Sky Sports, ahead or after a game, he's always quite relaxed and quite low-key, but he'll be pleased with this effort from his side so far. Leading by 12 here. Robins conceded 4 penalties in the opening 15 minutes. Well, they're going to have to go back and play the ball here. Lewis thought he was away then. The referee had already called held.
I think he's playing the game. I think he knew that play had been stopped then. But like Sam Tompkins was saying before the game, he's one of those players that does like to get under the skin of their opponents.
Here is Litton, jumps out of dummy half. Curry was square at marker, so there's no penalty. KR will play it now centre field. Here is Whitbread. Wrapped up. Now the chance to get the kick away from halfway. It's a high one again. Dufty comes forward to collect it on the full. Does that. No thought of offloading, goes straight forward, and he's well met on the 20. Now the challenge here for Hull KR is to make sure they don't give away any silly penalties.
And that will be the big call from them. No cheap penalties. Make sure we do all the stuff correct. Look, get numbers in the tackle. Don't let them play the ball quickly. We've got to reset before we can go forward and try and defend them.
Walker to Harrison. Hadley meets him.
Yeah, that's nice shoulder contact and contact with Hadley, isn't it?
Here's Walker under pressure. Has gone for the 40-20. This is not going to be far away. That's going to be a perfect kick. Danny Walker gets Warrington back on the attack. That was a sensational kick from the Warrington number 9.
Well, do you know what? He does a lot of directing from dummy half, bringing his forwards onto the ball. A great player. I've watched him since he was a young lad, and he's a quality player for Warrington. Really does lift everyone around him in centre field.
What a blow for Hull KR. That was their best defensive set so far, and now they're back on their own line, and here come the Warrington Wolves. Harrison powering towards the line, turned away. They're loading up numbers short side again. Warrington looking to probe. Here's Dufty. Maybe didn't quite get The angle's right there, Warrington. They'll be patient. No need to force the issue here. Williams is coming back down the short side. He's a decoy. Harrison will carry it. He's going to be held up a couple of metres away. Huge moments here in this round 11 clash. Warrington dominant early. Williams, little step, kick through the line, bounces up, it's dropped and batted dead, but it was a knock-on, I think, from Warrington first. And Hull KR, by the skin of their teeth, survived.
Well, a huge sigh of relief from there. A nice kick, wasn't it, from George Williams? Unfortunately, Josh Drinkwater just couldn't deal with it. Knocks the ball forward. The first contact is from Hull KR, but it goes backwards. Then it's missed by Josh Drinkwater.
I think they are going to check this in the restart. It came off a Hull KR player there.
There you go. It comes off Drinkwater. Broadbent does touch it, but it's Hull KR's ball.
Worth a look, though, for the 5 seconds it took. We get the right decision. Now, what can Hull KR do here, then? Look, it's been all one-way traffic, but if the Robins score the next try, it's a completely different outlook on this game. Ryan Hall is pushed back. Not too often you see that. Warrington defensively have been outstanding so far. Here now is George King, the former Warrington Wolves man. Game time being limited for him. Lytton, lovely footwork, gets him past one, then a bump off. This is better from the visitors here. Well, now working its way forward. Lewis into the teeth of the line, finds Evalds. Evalds tries to slip the line. And finally, Hull KR are getting a look inside the Warrington half. Ball here with Whitbread. Whitbread puts the brakes on. Last one incoming here. Going down the short side. Lewis is going to stand up the kick. Dufty's going to be under pressure this time, but he gets up high and comes up with the ball inside his own 10.
Yeah, nice take, wasn't it, from the fullback? This is what Hull KR need to do now here. Just get nice and tight, get off the line, work together. Work from the inside if the ball goes away from you, but you can see how hard these carries are for anyone in the Warrington jersey when you're trapped in the corner.
Well, they're defending really narrowly, Hull KR. They're trying to force an error here, and there's an offload. Now there could be room for some width here if they can get to an edge. And that's exactly what they're trying to do here. Good cover tackle from Hiku. Had to make that tackle and did. Sport Warrington a bit of territory, though. Vaughan is going to be wrapped up on his own 40. And this is the last one. They'll want a good kick this time. Williams goes high. Swirling kick. Evalds catches it on the full. Does really well. He's looking to launch a counter and he's up to the 40. Great run back there. Right, let's head down to Jenna Brooks then, who's got news on George Williams.
Yeah, evening, Marcus. Nothing serious. You would have noticed that Williams there, you can see him, he's got a little bit of blood on his neck and his head. He just had a bit of a head clash a couple of minutes ago. They have given him treatment. I've spoken to the doctor. It's nothing serious. There it is there, head clash with Ryan Hall. Yeah, he's staying out there. It's nothing serious.
Good stuff. Thank you, Jenna. Here's Burgess inside the 20. So the Robins starting to enjoy a bit of ball now. What can they do with it? May gets his hands on it, moves it to Hadley. Hadley goes across to Lewis. Lewis with a little step, ducks under a tackle, but he's wrapped up. Curry was having none of that with Nicholson. Last one for the Robins. May's going to put it back into the far corner. A chance here. And up off the ground on the far side is Hewlett. Good catch from Warrington.
Well, Warrington, the last time they were in this position, they struggled the first 3 plays with carries like this, but then they shifted it to Ashton, who had a bit of joy. And what they've got to do here, now get up quick, be powerful with the defence, make sure they adjust, they communicate to what's happening and unfolding in front of them.
That was a great run from Fitzgibbon, and now there's a bit of room for Warrington to work behind the ruck. 2 times they've been penned on their own line, and twice they've got away and up to the 40, and that's what they do here. And they're going to kick from 10 short of halfway. Ball back to Drinkwater. Left-footed kick downfield. Bounces beautifully for Evalds. He comes forward now. Evalds thinks about the pass and he's wrapped up 30 off his own line. So finally now Hull KR is starting to enjoy a bit of good ball. They're starting their sets further off the line than they have been all night.
Yeah, the possession as well was heavily in favour of Warrington. Just starting to tick over and get back. And should be. Still 57% to Warrington. That's a nice carry. Just roll up the sleeves, do all the hard work. There's no need to panic if you're a Hull KR player.
Certainly not. Here's King. Great run prior to that from Batchelor. Last one, they're 30 out again. Jez Litton waits. Lewis to his left. That's where he's going now. Mikey Lewis goes forward. Puts up the high kick. Tester for Dufty. And again, Dufty gets it. Tanganoa wraps him up. Well, they're putting the squeeze on here, Hull KR, but so far, Warrington more than a match.
And the last 3 times that they've gone to the kick, it's the same side that they're targeting. And Joe Philbin now onto the field. And started at prop last week. Certainly brings plenty of intent in his carries.
He does. Every Super League game live on Sky Sports. Got some plenty of NRL action as well, including this weekend as the ball carried forward by Warrington. Another offload from them. Round off round 11. London against Hull FC on Sunday at 2:55. Here's Drinkwater, lovely pass to Williams. Oh, beautifully timed pass. Here's Ashton again. This time he kicks ahead. Dufty's arriving. Will he get there? No! Now he thinks he's been impeded without the ball here, and the referee's going to check this. James Vella handing up, and he's saying no try.
Can you review the grounding, please?
So it's tackle 4, we've got no try. First of all, let's check onside, offside, because it's come from a kick. So everybody is onside from the kick. So now we need to go through to the contest. So we can see they're all onside here. So who gets to this ball first? That's the first question. Does Dufty ground it? So it appears that Dufty does get a hand to the ball. So if we go back a little bit. So what we're seeing is if Dufty gets his hand to the ball. So at that point, Dufty has touched the ball. So if we keep going forward here. He's got no balance or control of the ball. Thank you, I've made a decision.
Again, worth a look just to check. Will be a 20-metre tap restart. Nice play again down this left-hand side. Hull KR look really nervous on this edge.
Well, what you got to do is recognise what the defence is doing, and Joe Burgess had dropped back, which enabled them to get the numbers. They thought they had the 2-on-1 with King and with Burgess on Ashton, but then they just couldn't quite get the kick they were after. But again, it's just doing the job, innit? Getting through the sets and just challenging and asking questions at Hull KR.
There they are. There is Tanganoa. They've not yet been able to get him free. He's thinking about an offload. He gets it away to Litton. Litton sees a bit of open space in front of him. Good tackle from behind on the dummy half there. Ball now in the hands of Hadley. Gets it away to May. Short pass to Batchelor. This time it was King who raced out of the line, looking possibly for an intercept. May at dummy half. 35 away. Here's Hadley now. Turns it back to King. He's tackled. Litton looks up. Sees May. May has got Evalds outside. Goes short again to Batchelor, who was looking to offload. There was no push up in support. He wanted a penalty. He didn't get one either. Here now is May. Surely they're going across to that far side towards the Hall wing, but it's caught on the full by Warrington. And they come up with it 15 off their own line. It was Thewlis with a catch.
Well, so good in the air, isn't he, Josh Thewlis? Made his name as a youngster, as a fullback. If you want to come down with that ball and you want to challenge him, you've got to do a better job than that.
All on the ground, and this is going to be a penalty. It's another high tackle.
So that's the 5th tackle that Hull KR have given away in Warrington's 30. Well, they're just not helping themselves at all. And Willie Peters will be disappointed, really. The bit of the high shot from Mikey Lewis, just trying to handle and get the better of Matty Nicholson.
Here's Philbin up towards halfway. So Warrington have had to do some defending of their own, but they've done it really well. And Robin's kicking game maybe needs a little bit more threat, as Crowther is well met there. Just inside Robin's territory. Williams gets it away to Dufty, moves it along to Fitzgibbon. Fitzgibbon a threat, wrapped up 30. He'll play it quickly to Walker. Walker finds King. King realises there's nowhere to go, gets it away to Dufty. Dufty goes through the middle. He's tackled 20 metres away. Walker waits. Drinkwater. Williams miss out pass. Here's King again. King with a big step. See you later. Second of the night for Toby King. And this Hull KR right edge has been destroyed. Warrington's third try. 2 for King. It's 16 points to 0.
Well, it just seems to be Groundhog Day. Every time Warrington get the ball, they like the look of their left edge. And again, Hiku, he just gets distracted because he can see George Williams in the background. He's expecting him to get the ball. He takes the wrong option. He goes for George Williams, and then the ball's out. The high shot comes in from Mikey Lewis. Like I said, the 5th one that they've given away in the opening 27 minutes. Look at Williams there. Hiku goes in. He creates that 2-on-1. There's an over-chase then from Tyrone May, who loses footing, and Toby King just slices through. Look at it, he just steps off his left foot. You got Joe Burgess just grabbing thinner. You got Tyrone May that loses footing. And then you got the prop forward who just can't get there in Jai Whitbread.
Toby King second. There's a big problem here now down this Hull KR right-hand side.
Look, Matt, I said communication is absolutely everything when you're defending. You've got to talk to the man inside, outside. You've got to give him faith in what you're going to do. And Willie Peters knows that you can't have someone who jumps the gun trying to solve problems themselves because they're up against somebody who you think is going to get the ball because they are a dangerous player for your opposition. What you've got to do is defend what's in front of you. Keep your line intact and work really hard together. The right-hand side for Warrington, for Hull KR, sorry, in the early stages of this game has been absolutely picked apart.
Fewless looking to make it 3 from 3. We've just seen Brett Delaney giving the Hull KR players some advice. This for 18 points to 0. Sends it outside the post, but curls it in nicely. It is Warrington 18, Hull KR 0 here, and big problems for the Robins.
Yeah, the big thing what you've got to do is adjust and play what's in front of you. You can see again, Hiku goes out, Tyrone May slips over, Joe Burgess can't effect the first tackle, the first contact on Toby King, and you can just see ball in 2 hands, gets the defenders interested, spots a prop forward on the inside and beats him. It's an easy 18 points for Hull KR.
Some would say too easy for Warrington. Will be hoping to get some more points before half-time here. And as it stands, they are going top of the Super League table, and Hull KR need to effect a bit of a turnaround here. Ball works its way forward. Good carry straight up the middle. Could have been done for a second effort there, Batchelor. They all want the ball at the moment, Warrington. Last one. Going to get it away to Drinkwater. This time they will go with boot. Burgess should catch this on the full, does. He brings it forward, and he is going to be wrapped up 15 off his own line. We've just seen Hull KR have a little bit of possession down the other end, Terry, but not once really have they threatened to break this Warrington defence.
No, well, the last 3 times that they've had a decent field position, it's on the back of kicks. They've kicked to Warrington's right-hand side, then let him out of trouble with penalties that they've given away.
Yeah.
Well, you look at the last 5 games that Hull KR have played, they've conceded an average of 12 points, scored in 30 points. They've been all sorts in this game. They've been all over the shop.
They have. Lytton kicking from just short of the halfway line. Dufty will have to retreat and pick it up, gets a nice bounce and then sets off, and Lewis gets his man on the 20-metre line. You know, this tie is Jack Brown making his Hull KR debut. He was here last week wearing the black and white of Hull FC. Now he's got the pink on of Hull KR. His debut, the first of many games for the Robins, he will hope.
Hold. Well done.
Not often that happens, is it? You get to play the same team twice, but for a different team.
There's a knock-on.
Well, I think that's the first error, barring that one in the Hull KR 20 earlier on. Musgrove coughs it up, and it's important here that the Robins take advantage of this.
Yeah, or not panic and think they've got to score in this set of 6. They've got to come up with a decent set. Yeah, Zane Musgrove.
Keep working that. George,
he's come on. He's made a huge impact in his Warrington career. The Samoan forward. You can see that he loses possession of that ball as he's going down.
Lachlan, head down, mate. Arms around. Shot clock off. Out.
40 away from the line. Here is May. Hiku. Can this right edge in attack redeem itself for its defensive shortcomings in the opening half an hour of this game? Lewis pops it up, taken in by Brown. And despite Hull's disappointing start to the campaign, has shot up pretty well. Here's Lewis, gets it to Tanganoa. Great tackle, but he offloads it. This could be a moment. Here's a try, and Hull KR are over. And it's Broadbent's second Hull KR try in 2 games. Finally, the Robins make the most of it. Tanganoa's offload crucial, and the Robins are on the board. It's 18 points to 4.
Yeah, well, Kalepi Tanganoa started the last 4 as sub. Probably going to have to do the full 80 minutes in this game. So powerful. He gets the ball, he rides the tackle, he gets the offload away, and Evalds pushing up like all good fullbacks to support him. And he gets the ball to Jack Broadbent. Then, like I said, debut last week, scored a try. Second game in a Robins jersey, scored again, an important try as well. Just 8 minutes to go before half-time. It's so important that they actually finished this half with some points, but more importantly, with a good spell. They've been under the cosh for the majority of this game and been second best in all areas.
Jack Broadbent with a try, his second. Newly signed from Castleford. Mikey Lewis looking to add the extras. Plenty of noise from the away end. They've certainly not given up hope, and whilst this fella's on the field, the Robins will always be a threat. Can Lewis convert the try? 7 to go to the break. The face of the post. 18 points to 4.
Well, there's still plenty more points in this Hull KR side. Nice play, gets a one-on-one with Tanganoa and George Williams. High levels, pushing up in support. Matt Duffy, well, he's caught flat-footed. A big step on the left foot from Jack Broadbent. And he said he goes in for his second try as a Robin. Big finish here coming up for both of these sides before half-time.
Can Hull KR go back-to-back? They'll bring the ball forward. Taken in by Sue. Now a penalty. First of the night for Hull KR. Things about to turn around here.
Yeah, well, Roderick Tye, he called him off. Side James Velser, he's got no complaints with at the centre for Warrington. It was a clear call from the referee.
Great touch finder as well. Right, let's head back down to pitch side. Jenna Brooks.
Yeah, Mike, I was a little surprised seeing Mikey Lewis kick that before the game. We had Jez Litton warming up, kicking goals on the left side with Mikey Lewis practicing on the right. That obviously was just taken on the left. Mikey Lewis missed. So perhaps we'll see Jez Litton perhaps taking the conversions moving forward this game.
Okay, here's May, gets it away. Lewis short pass to Tanganoa again, almost through. He's starting to show his worth now. And here come the Robins on a bit of a roll. Weaving in and out is Lewis. He's taken down 11 away. Now the ball works its way across. Here is Hadley. Hadley trying to push through the line. Last one for Warrington. Can they hang on here? Again, a huge moment in this match. Here's May. They're going out wide on the left. They can't get it to Hall. It's picked up, kept alive, and then knocked on right on the line. And almost sprinting away there was Dufty.
Well, it just seemed to open up for Tanginora. If he could just keep hold of that ball, the sheer size of him, if he catches this, he's got Duffy in front of him, and you would imagine that he'd go over the top of him.
Warrington survive. And it feels like the contest is starting again here. But it's the home side who've got that 3-score advantage. Now a kick downfield. It's not going to quite get the distance for a 40-20. And it will go into touch over on the far side. And the Robins will get it back.
And again, it's the vision from Danny Walker at dummy half. He spots that the fullback isn't in position in Ryan Hall, and Niall Evans is out of position. He goes for the 40-20, but he'll take that on the third play. Well, they'll expect a response from Hull KR, and they've got that in the last 6 or 7 minutes. It's how they deal with the last 4 minutes going into halftime and the start in the second half from Hull KR.
Yeah. You get the feeling Hull KR's best form of defence tonight might well be their attack. Can they put some points on at the other end? Here they'll carry forward again. Sue trying to offload, is wrestled to the ground just short of halfway. Hadley again gets it away to Lewis. Lewis uses a decoy. Here now is Evans. He's wrapped up just over the 40-metre line. Better from the Robins. Short pass to Brown. He'll carry it forward 30 metres away. Last tackle incoming. Short side goes Lewis. Hall is after it. There's pressure on at the back, but they get up high. And once again, Warrington defused the high kick very well indeed.
He's safe as ours, isn't he? Matt Dufty, the second season, he's been exceptional. 48th consecutive appearance. Well, he's grabbed all the headlines this year with his performances.
He wanted a penalty. James Vella says it was across the shoulder.
Oh, it looked like it just slipped up then from Tyrone May.
Quick play from Warrington. All of a sudden they're on a roll here. They're up to the 40. James Vella again refuses appeals for a penalty. Walker will play the ball, and on the 5th tackle, Williams is going to kick, just floats it downfield. It's going to find the grass here between Hall and Evans. Takes a beautiful bounce from a Warrington perspective. Ryan Hall, is cool as a cucumber. One roll too many for Warrington.
Nerves of steel from that man. George Williams' eye just looks like it's opening up. Look at him, he's blowing it, he's blowing it. You can see the dead ball. He just wants it to go over.
That's years of experience, that, Terry.
Of course it is.
He knew it was going to do that, but now the ball has been lost here, but it's a penalty.
Well, James Vella with some help from the sideline.
Let it go, Lachlan, let it go.
They're saying that Lachlan Fitzgibbon has stripped that ball in the tackle. They get the penalty. Joe Burgess tries to come up with a big carry. Well, there's 2 men in the tackle. He strips it.
Oh, they haven't found touch. They bit off more than they could chew there. They went for a mammoth touch finder. What are Hull KR doing here?
That sums up Hull KR's performance in the first half. Yeah, they've scored a try, but that has not been a Willie Peters' coach side. Look, Fewlis gets the ball back in field. Good play from Fewlis as well.
Well, look, this could be the biggest 90 seconds of the season so far, because Hull KR should have been attacking at one end, and now they're defending back on halfway. I'm not sure what the paintwork's like in the away dressing room here at the Halliwell Jones, but I dare say Willie Peters might be taking a bit of it off at
I will not want to be a Hull KR player sat in that changing room.
Here's Williams again, gets it out. Again, they've come rushing out. Here now is Ashton. Ashton, Burgess almost went high again there. Last tackle incoming here. Can Warrington produce a try out of nothing? They're going to put the kick high towards the post. They're coming here. Ball batted dead by the Robins. Right place, right time there, Lewis, to get the ball to safety.
Well, they've had 3 losses this year, Hull KR, and 2 of them by 2 points, and 1 by 7. There's only really Catalan that they've been blown away in, and this reminds me of that Catalan game back in round 8. where they conceded 36 points. Look, they're halfway there already. And okay, I've got to get a grip of this game.
Yeah, they have lost 2 of the 3 losses they've incurred have been away from home. Now Lewis, now this is game smarts that we've not seen. He's run the shot clock down, which means that the ball doesn't have to come back into play. So Lewis using a little bit of game smarts at the end of it, but that's not an example we've seen a lot tonight from the Robins. They've struggled. George Williams and Warrington on top here at half-time. It's Warrington 18, OKR 4.
Mark Terry, thank you very much. The Warrington Wolves head off for a well-earned half-time break here at the Halliwell.
And he's been over the last couple of years trying to put his stamp on them, and he knows that they need a big start. I think we're going to see a reaction here from Hull KR, but Warrington, guided by Sam Burgess, knows exactly what to expect from this Robin side.
Warrington would like to score the first point second half, extend that advantage. The Robins will be keen to hope they don't, but here's Williams again, gets it away to Thewlis. Thewlis gets inside, but Hall makes the tackle. And already Warrington are over halfway. Here's Williams, wrapped up 40 metres away. So straight from the restart, Warrington looking to go round Hull KR. Short pass. Great run in the end, some good post-contact meters there. Last one incoming. Here is Williams kicking to that far side. Burgess underneath it, gets up off the ground, does well under pressure.
Well, he's one of the biggest men on the field, isn't he? Joe Burgess. Quite easy for him to take that. Warrington had a bit of joy then. Instead of over on the left-hand side, on the right-hand side when Hull KR was shooting a line, and they just quite couldn't get it right when they made that half break. Warrington are now looking to try and intimidate Hull KR from some decent line speed through Danny Walker.
Carried forward by Sue. He's going to be tackled. Warrington again racing off the line, so Hadley just takes the meters on offer. And kicking, look at the pressure here from Crowther on Lewis. He's got to Lewis and he takes him down. What an effort that is from Geordie Crowther. Outstanding Warrington defence.
You know, that's unbelievable. That's the reason why they signed him on a 2-year deal. Well, his work ethic is second to none. He was released by Wakefield, had a chance to resurrect his career here at Warrington. Missed last week, but that's the energy, that's the effort that he brings to this side.
Look at the reaction of his teammates. Ball carried forward here by Musgrove, 30 away. First chance comes the way of the Wolves. Crowther has to wrestle his way forward. He'll get up and play the ball. Short pass, Musgrove again tries to punch a hole through the middle. Rovers are short of numbers on that far side, and that's exactly where they're going. Needed a big shot, and a big shot comes in, and that tackle might just keep the Robins alive.
Yeah, well, they needed that solid effort in defence, didn't they? The play before, that they carried that ball in from Musgrove. They had the numbers out wide, but it's a nice shot, isn't it?
We've seen that play a few times this year. He's turning around, looking to offload that to Williams, and he's just lost his grip on it.
Yeah, well, he's got that, hasn't he, Lachlan Fitzgibbon? He's a big, powerful man. 11th appearance for Warrington, like you said before in the first half. What a great signing he has been from Newcastle Knights down under.
We've seen that. That's led to a couple of tries. Sam Burgess looks on. One off the training ground that didn't quite go to plan there for Warrington. But their execution, by and large, has been very good tonight. At that time, they let their visitors off. And here now, the ball is carried forward by Tanganoa, but he's turned back and dumped to the ground.
And he's one of the better ball carriers that has got so powerful. Kalepi Tanganoa, well, they've dealt with him. And again, look at that with Sue. The heads are getting rocked back.
There's a lot to like about this Warrington performance.
You look at that line speed there.
Good offload though from Brown, finds Litton, gets it away to May. He throws the ball over the top. Burgess trying to get up to the 40 and beyond, and he does. A little bit more off the cuff here from Hull KR. Now they earn a few more metres over the halfway line. Last tackle incoming. Litton still in at dummy half, gets it away. Lewis is going to hoist it high. They're going to invite Dufty to come forward and collect it. Ball's on the ground. Who spilled it? Dufty did. Big chance here for the Robins. Brown, whose offload started this little passage of play, and now Rovers have a set restart.
Well, that's betting. The lads were saying at half-time, but the kicks have got to be contested. That's the first one they've contested.
Here's Litton scooting away from one. Here it is. Dufty couldn't take it in. No complaints there. And now a set restart for Hull KR. Ball coming across now. Out the back it goes here to Evolds. Here's Hall. Needs to stay in the field of play. Offloads it. He did keep in the field of play. And they have scored. Could be a 100th Super League try for Niall Evolds. Well, so often Hall is the scorer. Has he turned into the provider? Referee on the field thinks not. Huge call to come here.
So we've got no tackle and it's no try on field, so we're checking for a knock-on by Ryan Hall. So we'll go here first. So at this point, Hall is in possession of the ball. Now we can't see at that point whether he's lost it forwards or backwards. So okay, we will go here. So he's got the ball in his left hand. He's then lost the ball forwards into Fulis. Thank you, I have a decision.
Wow, a knock-on. Eagle-eyed James Vella and the sideline official were all over that. The offload was fantastic, but sadly Terry knocked on just a second before.
Yeah, well, it was the effort from George Williams that came in. Josh Fulis is holding him up. It's nice play, nice quick hands from Broadbent. Look, Fulis does a job as one of the strongest wingers in the world of Rugby League, and you can see that Williams comes in. He wasn't expecting that, dislodges the ball. Big effort from Fulis and Williams.
Does the pass from Broadbent need to be more in the breadbasket there for Ryan Hall? Because he had to reach up for it, which took away a little bit of his...
Well, it was a pass that he was under a bit of pressure, wasn't he, Jack Broadbent? He just had to get rid of that ball. And
once again, the officials make the right call. And here now, Warrington, having had a bit of an early scare second half.
But Hull KR have got to keep this intensity up. Well, it's been a good opening 6 minutes in this second half, and one that will probably please the coach, Willie Peters.
Scoot out of dummy half from Walker.
Too quick.
Short pass to Williams. Williams playing on the front foot, almost through the line, and then as he tried to get the arm free, falls to ground. Last one. Walker jumps down the short side. They need to get a kick away here. Ty's going to have to take the tackle. And now it's Warrington just coming up with one or two little bits of miscommunication.
But they'll say that. They're asking a few questions, aren't they? When Danny Walker's running, when George Williams is running, you know that if it's going to be a quick play of the ball, if George Williams is going to take the ball off the ruck, he's coming at you. Likewise with Danny Walker, he's going to go. He's going to try and go on and win if anyone's on the floor.
It's interesting that despite the fact that we've got Powell and Parcell both on the bench, that the frontline hookers are still out there. Litton in at dummy half for Hull KR, who thought they'd reduce their deficit even further. Every metre gratefully received as Litton again is getting busy. Gets it away to Sue. Sue falls through the tackle. Last one, 40 away. Quick play of the ball to May. Back on the inside here. Evolds is running it. Gets the pass away to Litton. Litton's got support. He didn't pass. He had Mikey Lewis going in under the post. And he didn't pass it.
Wow, you just look at the frustration. You see Mikey Lewis. He thinks that he was taken out. Look, the ball had to go there.
He may have not have got there, in fairness, having seen the replay, but you've got to ask the question.
Yeah. Well, good play, though, wasn't it? Again, we didn't see any of this, really, in the first half. Jez Litton going, he pumps the ball, he thinks he's got enough. Josh Douglas, again, that's the second time that he's come up with a try-saving effort. The first one was a couple of minutes ago against Ryan Hall. 2 big plays from the winger.
Better from the Robins. But now they've got to defend and try and force a Warrington error. I dare say Willie Peters will have taken more out of this opening 8 minutes of the second half than he did the entire first 40. And here now comes question to that right edge again, Dufty. This time they do get their man. And now, I thought the ball had been lost for a moment. The referee here, he has, he said it's going to be a Hull Kingston Rovers ball. Well, Dufty's furious here.
Well, look at that. His teammates are just trying to calm him down. You know that saying something out of turn could cost him 10 minutes in the bin. He's obviously furious because he doesn't think that Tyrone May strips the ball and has it from him. The referee's penalised him then for saying that the tackle's complete with May and then he takes it back from him. But you can see that the ball is close to Tyrone May's chest, so he'd won that third and squirt.
Well, this time the Robins do find touch with a kick, and they're back on the attack here. Can they post some points here? Lewis almost ran into Tanganoa there. Tackle is made. Still time here. All works its way. Crowther was that quick off the line. He nearly intercepted that pass, but they get it to May here. Gets it away to Evalds. Flick pass finds Hiku. Hiku's going to be wrapped up 10 metres out. Stands in the tackle. They can't get him to the ground. Now he plays it. Ball's zipping across here. Taken forward. Straight forward by the Robins front row, Whitbread. They've got 2 tackles left in this set. Are they going for the power play? They'll dump the ball out the back to Brown. He's got nowhere to go. Last one. Lewis is screaming for it to the left. Litton is going to go that way now. Finds Lewis. Lewis is going to put the kick through. It bounces up. Was it played at? Lewis gets it. Lewis going for the corner. What a try! What a wonderful try from Mikey Lewis. They want to check it, but surely this time the Robins are over. Referee thinks it's a try. Mikey Lewis magic.
It's tackle 0, we've got a try, so we'll check onside, offside first. So everybody to the left of the kicker is onside. That is played at, so this is back to 1. So Lewis is in possession of the ball. But okay up until this point. He remains in the field of play. Now we're just going through to the grounding. So does he maintain control and possession of this ball, grounding it? So if we can take that back and pass, this angle will help us. So he goes to put the ball down. He has the ball on the hand. So we need to see whether we can see separation. So he has the ball in the hand at this point. The ball gets put on the foot. It appears that Lewis's hand is still on the ball. So we need to see whether we've got any other evidence to say otherwise. So at that point, it appears that the hand is on the ball. Have we got any other angles to show that his hand comes off the ball? Possibly camera 5. This could help. So the hand, the live decision is try, and we can't see whether the hand comes off the ball. So we can just take it back to camera 2, and we can just play it, and I'll tell you when to pause it. Thank you, I've made a decision.
So Mikey Lewis has just produced a magical bit of rugby league and a fingertip finish to give life to Hull KR here. Lewis with a try, and with 10 gone second half, the deficit is down to 10.
Look, he loves to be involved. 3 players earlier than this, he was having a right goal with Kalepi Tanganoa. Then all of a sudden he gets to that field position that he's after, and he switches on straight away, knowing exactly what he's trying to do. He reacts to the ball. The ball bounces, it's played at by Nicholson. He's first to react, he gets it, gets on the outside of Fewlis, and has presence of mind to come back in field, and under some pressure from Williams, gets the ball down.
Trying 6 goals last week. He'd like a try and a goal here to his name. Right on the sideline. The Warrington crowd are giving him plenty down below us here. Can he get them back within 8? Wolf is trying to put him off in the background. Lewis has pulled it. 2 tries and no goals, but crucially, they have reduced the deficit by 4. Willie Peters starting to believe now.
Well, he knows that he's an out-and-out competitor, Mikey Lewis. And his focus, his mindset is on just playing. He tries to thread the ball through the defensive line. It doesn't quite come off. He knows that he's got to react to that ball. He does do. He shows presence of mind to get on the outside of Thulis and then step on the inside of 2 other defenders.
And it's important, Hull KR don't try and overplay it. Warrington now being tested. They were 18 points to 0 in front. Now only 10 to the good as Hall brings it forward. Ball with Litton, gets it away to Hadley. Here goes Litton again. Litton's been fantastic, hasn't he, second half?
There he goes
Here
again.
he is again, gets it away to Lewis. Can Lewis find an offload? He can. Had Evans in support. Great cover tackle again. Thulis again it was. Last one, here's May now. Gets it away. Broadbent's pass was knocked down. Was it played out? It is. It's 6 again. Here's Tanganoa now. Oh, he's chucked it on the floor. Picked up there by Batchelor. He goes through the line and he's 12 out. This game is turning in front of our very eyes here. Can Hull KR get back within 1? Right on the line here, Jez Litton having a fantastic second half. Can the Robins put some more points on the board here? Brown will carry. 10 away. Ball coming to May. May drops it back to Tanganoa. Tanganoa pumps the legs. Needed 3 to bring him down. Now they line up towards the right-hand side of the field. Hadley gets the ball away. Great defensive read. Really good read from King. Ball works its way short side again. Now May cuts back in. May trying to work his way through. He's going to kick over the top. It's over Tanganoa. Thulis catches it. Well, I'm not sure there was a lot in that. That was a high-risk kick and a low-risk return.
Yeah, well, they'll be disappointed with that, won't they? And a couple of chances in that set. But again, it was some strong defence from Josh Thulis, the man who defused the bomb that saved a certain try from them. Like I said a minute ago, Jez Litton is coming more and more into this game. And the reason why he's coming more and more into this game, the play of the ball seemed to be a bit quicker from Hull KR in this second half.
Yeah, well, they wasted an opportunity there. They were a little bit impatient. So there we have it. Look, in the last 30 minutes of games, Hull KR conceded far more points than Warrington. Out of those 32, we've just seen 4 of them scored by Hull KR. Well, the Robins do have a habit of leaking tries late on. They'll be hoping not to concede any more here tonight. There's a ball caught on the full by Evalds. Gets it away to Hall. Hall brings it forward. We've got a game on now, Terry O'Connor.
Yeah, well, straight into it, Ryan Hall. Gets the ball, Jack Broadbent now, the speedsters are in. All trying to just get the team going forward. And Mikey Lewis, yeah, he's looking for the penalty, isn't he, with Sam Powell? Thinking that he's not quite straight. Set at marker.
Plays it now. Here forward goes Staunton off the bench. He's wrapped up the Warrington side of halfway. Game in the balance. What can the Robins do? Here's Evalds now. Gets it away. Chance over on that far side, but good defending there. Nowhere for Hiku to go. Last tackle. They're going, oh, they've gone down the short side here. They need to fashion some kind of kick. They get the ball into the hands of May. He gets it to Lewis. Lewis is going to stand up a high one. Dufty's coming. Oh, Dufty's dropped it. Is this Ryan Hall's moment? No. They'll get the ball back. Dufty's got the dropsies.
Well, he got away with it, didn't he, then? I thought that he'd blown it when they went the short side and Joe Burgess over on the other side, but then they managed to get the ball into field. The ball goes up from Mikey Lewis's boot, and he just couldn't deal with it, Dufty. Again, he's under some pressure. It's amazing what the scoreboard can do and the clock can do, and what that man can do in front of you.
We've watched two different teams, first half to second half here.
Well, there's definitely a different attitude in the second half from Hull KR.
Tackle made, a couple out from the line. Don't have to overplay here, Robbins. A temptation to get points, and there you go. An incorrect play of the ball. And Staunton comes up with an error.
Wow, it's an absolute killer, isn't it? You know, Staunton, he makes contact with the boot. Unfortunately, it goes forward first. That's not a fatigue thing. He's fresh onto the field. And look at that, the head shake says it all, doesn't it, from Willie Peters? He doesn't have to say anything, doesn't have to slam his pen down and his fist down. That look says it all.
Yeah, it does. Don't forget, tomorrow night, Castleford St Helens live on Sky Sports Arena. Lee Salford as well. And plenty of NRL on Saturday. The Tigers take on the Knights at 6 AM. The Dragons take on the Rabbitohs and the Storm Sharks, so triple header on Saturday before Huddersfield take on Wigan and Catalans take on Leeds. Sky Sports Arena for that one. Round completes with London Hull on Sunday. The problem for Hull KR is that despite this great start to the second half, they've only managed one try, and if Warrington can hit back with a try of their own, then it turns the game back again as Williams on the last tackle goes high. Hall waits, Ulysses after him, but Hall knew he was coming, sets himself and takes the catch.
Well, they're 10 points behind, another score from Hull KR, and that's in it. The game's in the balance. Hull KR's different. This is a different Hull KR side in this second half to what we've seen. Maybe because they're under pressure. Maybe it's because of what the coach has said.
Yeah, either way, it is in the balance. Hull KR did lead late on in that opening meeting before Dufty's late try snatched victory for the Wolves. Here now is Evalds, gets it away to Broadbent. Good sliding defence, but they don't make the tackle. Broadbent eventually goes to ground. Ty was lucky there to grab out, didn't he, Broadbent? Last one. Dufty, what's his confidence like now? Sets himself and catches this one. Brings it forward.
It was a bit different on that occasion. There was no pressure on Dufty when he got that ball. Matt Parcell is now onto the field for Hull KR. Give him a bit of lift now. Oh, dummy half. Jez Litton's done an amazing job.
He has dragged his team back off the canvas.
A bit more speed now from Matt Parcell. Just trying to test Warrington around that ruck area as those bigger men get tired.
Here now they move it away to Williams. Gets it away. Hall went for Dufty. Ball on the ground. Thewlis collects it. Lewis collects him. Better defensive effort from the Robins in this half for sure. Harrison carries. He's put to ground short of the halfway line. Williams just hammers the kick low. Evalds gets a nice bounce. He'll pick it up on the 20. Heads off in field. Is he thinking about a pass? Well, if he was, he chose to hold on to it in the end, and he's wrapped up just outside his own 20-metre area. We've got a quarter of this game to go. And the Robins are still alive and kicking here. Can Warrington put them away, or are we in for a grandstand finish?
I think this is all about speed. Now, for Hull KR, how quick they can play the ball. What can the back three do to get them going forward? You got Matt Parcell on, fresh legs behind dummy half. You've got Tyrone May who's crying out for the ball along with Mikey Lewis.
Lovely short pass there, but good defence from Warrington. Again, the quick play of the ball. Here's Hadley, finds Lewis, short to Tanganoa. Tanganoa bumps one off. Now a trademark bump off, can't find an offload. Last one, they're inside the 40 again. Lewis comes, he's not got too many outside him, so he sends it high. A tester for Thewlis, Broadbent jumps, and the ball bounced. Now, who did that bounce off? It's gone into touch, and it is going to be a Warrington ball.
Well, Jack Broadbent, when this ball goes up, he's trying to just time his run. Look, he just slows up, then he accelerates to try and get the ball. I don't think he even touches that ball. It just goes out on the full. Josh Thulis not making a play for it.
He's looked at home, hasn't he, Jack Broadbent? Newly signed from Castleford. Couple of tries in his opening 2 appearances for Hull KR. To the 20 come Warrington. Well, we're watching from high up in the stand and we're looking away to our left where Warrington are defending. Is there a chance here for a counter-attack? Dufty is going to be wrapped up right on the 40-metre line. Not gone down that side as much in this second half.
It has been better defence. They've been pushing back, haven't they, and waiting for teammates.
Yeah, sorry, a scruffy offload there, though, Terry. That was a bit high risk, wasn't it? Ball on the ground. One has to just take the tackle. Here now goes Harrison again. He's wrapped up again. Warrington has stopped inside their own half of the field. Need a kick down the field on the full. Evans will catch it. Evans races forward up to the 20. He will get the pass away. Thulis again defensively has been so good tonight.
He's been outstanding, hasn't he? No, he's been under pressure at times. He's come up with all the right answers. And Warrington now second player will look to try and dominate Hull KR. And let me tell you, there'll be some weary legs in both of these sides here.
Let me tell you, Ryan Hall is just getting some treatment to a leg injury down below us. Looks to be in a little bit of pain, hopefully nothing too serious. Then a couple of times where the ball has bounced agonisingly away from him near the try line. Here now goes Parcell. Powell wraps him up. Oh, he's hobbling back into the attacking line, but this is the last one. Ball with Lewis. Goes high, a swirling bomb. They're going to let this bounce. Which way will it bounce? Will it bounce kindly for Hull KR? Ball picked up eventually by Drinkwater. That could have gone anywhere.
Well taken from Josh Drinkwater. The way he pulled that ball in then, because he was under a bit of pressure. Hull KR now, they're just trying to up the ante. Just have a little look how he takes it now off his hip, brings it back in.
Sometimes you just need a little bit of fortune, and Warrington got the bounce there. Now they're back in possession, and now they're coming forward. Good shot goes in there. Ball with Vaughan, over halfway he comes. He's wrapped up, last one, they're still 40 away. Powell gets the ball away. A little step out of pressure here from Williams, turns it back to Dufty. Dufty going straight up the middle. He's taken down. Brilliant one-on-one tackle from Evans.
Well, Matt Levels, one of the quickest fullbacks in the competition. George Williams did a decent job just to send Dufty through, who again's got plenty of speed. Look at him calling for that. It's a hard pass to pull off that George Williams. Back against the grain, but good positioning from Niall Levels.
The speed of the thought, and then the speed of Dufty almost caught their teammates out. There was nobody there with them. Tanganoa crashes into a tackle. 15 remaining. Warrington still leads. Good carry up the middle from the Robins. Well, if they do go home without the spoils tonight, Hull KR, they will lament that first half performance when they conceded 3 tries down their right-hand side of their defence.
You know, if they lose this game, they'll look back on that at the end of the year. I think that's a game that we absolutely blew.
Well, here they come now. They might be getting through the line. Great tackle on Evans, who's done well to hang on to that. This time it was Williams and Ty with a tackle. High kick. Should be gathered by Ashton. Is gathered by Ashton. Looking to come forward, tackled 10 off his own line.
Yeah, just 5 metres too long, that kick for Hull KR. They couldn't quite get there to put pressure on Warrington at the back. And Warrington now, if you noticed over the last 10 minutes, they're just playing off hard work. Some big go forward from them. Alexa Ben Curry leading the charges. Harrison stepping up here to carry the next one.
Well, their mindset, 15 minutes left, they don't make any errors, they're going to win the game, aren't
they? Just do the hard work here, get through to your kick.
Here's the 40-20 effort. Evans is sprinting across, he's so quick. Collects it on the full. He'll bring it forward. The chase is a decent one, but he gets up to the 30.
Instead of going for the the carry off the ruck. Sam Powell kicking on the fourth plate, just trying to turn Hull KR around. And that asks questions of their forwards as well. Keep turning their big men around. They've got to get back behind it, the ball, to carry it forward.
Here's Burgess looking for some metres, gets to the halfway line, wants a quick play of the ball. Ball works its way now to Hadley, gets it to Lewis. Here's Tanganoa. Tanganoa well met by Curry, who got enough of his man to help him to the ground. Parcell, Hadley. Hadley takes it alone. He's inside the 40. Last one incoming for the Robins. They need to get busy quickly. May's going to stand up the kick. Dufty's coming into some pressure. Comes up with a catch. Matt Dufty, excellent.
Yeah, comes up with it when it matters, doesn't it? Mikey Lewis was putting pressure on the fullback. You know, if they can just set up on the right-hand side of the post, Hull KR, and then just get Kalepi Tanganoa with a one-on-one with a Warrington defender. Every time he carries the ball, he looks really dangerous.
Yeah, Ryan Hall is struggling to get back in the defensive line at the moment. Down on this near side, and the teammates might be struggling on the other side as well as Warrington go through the hands. King is tackled. Quick play of the ball and a scoop from Ashton. Last one. Time is Warrington's friend here. Just over 12 remaining. As a kick downfield. Bounces nicely for Evalds. 18-4 at the break. Only 4 second half points. Courtesy of that Mikey Lewis. Wonderful finish.
Well, George Williams, he was looking for the sideline then. Just trying to slow this game down.
Here come the Robins, sliding defence. Ty gets enough of his man, and Thewlis is there again.
Well, it's always dangerous playing against a team that's got nothing to lose away from home. 10 points behind. A team that's had 2 really big wins. Look at that, Ryan Hall going across the field. Well, he should have gotten down. He's gone behind one of his own men. And he's got to go down on one knee. And when you've got the left winger going across the field, trying to link up on the right-hand side, trying to organise plays, you can see, look, he's going behind, he goes behind Jai Whitbread. He's got to drop to his knee like a voluntary tackle. He doesn't do that. And Ryan Hall, well, let me tell you, obviously, he's scored plenty. I'm not so sure that he's created plenty like that by running the ball.
Just feels like Warrington might just have done enough defensively here. There's still enough time, more than enough time for Hull KR here.
Thanks, Josh.
And Warrington are just taking a moment. They've not had any ball down that other end of the field, have they, since the opening couple of minutes of the half?
Yeah, well, Hull KR have had all the ball, seems to have had all the position. They've had, believe it or believe it not, they've had more possession in this game than Warrington, but still find themselves behind on the scoreboard.
Despite the fact it's 3 tries to 2 in favour of Sam Burgess' side, it's the goal kicking of Thewlis that really does give them that breathing space. A 10-point advantage here. 11 to go. One more score might do it for Warrington. Powell finds Curry. Short pass taken in. And the tackle made. 5 away. Are they going back to that left edge to finish off Rovers for the night? They are now. Here's Williams, stabs a kick through the queuing up, but a great interception from Evalds, knocks it dead and keeps the Robins in this match.
Yeah, exactly, he's kept them in the game, but again it's a clever kick, isn't it, from George Williams. I'm loving seeing Ben Curry play it loose forward. Normally when he's a back rower, he's just hitting lines on the outside, but you watch him this year under Sam Burgess, he looks so intelligent with the ball.
Didn't go short, opted to kick it away from the line. Here comes Curry now, ramping up. 20 metres away. Warrington are 10 minutes away from going top of the Super League tonight. Crowther. Carl waits, gets it away to Drinkwater. Drinkwater to Dufty, short pass to Nicholson. Nicholson trying to power his way through. He's slammed to the ground a couple of metres away. They wanted a set restart, they're not going to get one, they're going to try and pinch one from close in. And the referee wants to have a look at this, but I think we can see the ball is on the chest of the defender.
Initially
setting up as no try.
To the play the ball. If not, confirm held up.
So we've got tackle free, no try. First of all, we're checking boring through the player, and then we're going to go into held up. So are the Hull KR players materially disadvantaged by this play? That's what we need to establish. So we just go on from here. So Ty picks up the ball. So if we just take it back, is Mikey Lewis materially disadvantaged? That's what we need to establish. So there is contact by Nicholson on Lewis, which prevents him from making the initial impact on the tackle. Thank you, I've made a decision.
I don't think this one's going to go down too well with the home faithful here. It is no try. James Vella, the official in the middle.
No tries, a penalty.
And he's going to give a penalty to Hull KR for interference from Nicholson at the play of the ball.
Yeah, well, you can see Nicholson, when he plays the ball, he just gets hold of Mikey Lewis, even though the outcome's still the same. He doesn't get the ball down, they don't concede the try. They've helped Hull KR get out of trouble here now. And Mikey Lewis has got a decent 20 metres for his side with the kick. But Willie Peters knows that he's running out of trouble here, or running out of time, sorry, and they're in trouble.
9 and change to go. Warrington were 18 points nil inside half an hour here. Tries for Broadbent and Lewis have given Hull KR a flicker of a chance, but they've had a couple of opportunities where they've spilt possession or not quite executed as they would have liked. Still time for the men in pink. Here now is Evalds, flicks it back to Hall. Hall runs and tie. And a tackle made. They're over the halfway line though. Not quite now or never, but getting pretty close to it. Here's May. Moves it along for Hiku. Hiku goes to ground. Last one. You need a little bit of magic or a little bit of fortune. May kicks over the top. Dufty underneath it. Well, the guys mentioned it at half-time. As here's Dufty, gets it away to Thewlis. Thewlis down the sideline, cuts in. He's still going, Thewlis. He's still going over the halfway line. Great run. The guys pointed out the lack of threat on that Hull KR last kicking option. And once again, they've turned the ball over, and now the counter-attack is on for Warrington.
Yeah, you're right. I think Josh Thewlis is having an absolute blinder today. Nice
Great
play.
hands. Here's Harrison up the middle. Can't get the ball away. Crowther it was. Hull KR on the ropes. Is the knockout blow coming in here? It might just be. Ball away. Flying finish. I'm not sure the Aston Express has got this one down. James Vella will want to have a look. Just takes a moment.
On the touchline.
Speaks to his assistant.
Marcus Mates tackle free. I have no try.
No try, the
No try,
decision.
confirmed knock-on.
Let's find out.
So we have a live decision of no try, tackle free. So we're checking touch in the ground. So in this point, he's in the field of play when he jumps. However, there is clear separation between the ball and the hand. So we can just keep going here to see where the ball ends up. And the ball, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Thank you, I've made a decision.
No try. Couldn't get the ball down. And once again, James Vella and the assistants have got it right on the first call.
Yeah, well, that's all we want, isn't it? And they've been very good in this game. Peter Hiku, 7 years ago, spent time at Warrington, probably kept Hull KR in this game, but they need a big 8 minutes.
They do. Ball working its way across the field. Now time is the enemy of the Robins. We had a golden point game last week. Are we going to get one here tonight? Well, we need a try, Evalds.
Well, we needed someone on the shoulder on the inside. You could see him looking for it.
Lewis swings it to May. May gets it away. Batchelor Batchelor carries inside the 40, still going. Drinkwater gets his man. 3 tackles left. Get the feeling they need something here. At the very least, another set if they can. May finds Hadley. Hadley takes it into the teeth of the line to find Lewis. Lewis ducks under 1, ducks under 2. Still going. Couldn't get the pass away. Tanganoa was desperate for it. Are they going to go short side? No, they're going to May. May with a big miss-out pass. If they can get it out wide, there could be a chance. Reaching for the line. Needed one more pass. Last tackle incoming here. The Robins looking. Get it to May. Needs to find a pass. Gets it to King. Finds Lewis. There are bodies here. Kicks it out wide for Hall. Oh, he batted it back. He batted it back, and surely if he catches that, he goes over the line.
Wow. You think he goes for it? Like I was saying before, it's amazing what that scoreboard does when you're under a bit of pressure. It's a nice kick. It goes up, yeah, he takes that ball in cleanly. It goes over the line.
He catches that. Dufty is not stopping him from 2 yards out.
That's going through his mind already. Betting my bottom dollar. He's thinking, I should have took that in.
Well, that was the chance on both sides. The Robins 1 pass short on the right and 1 catch short on the left. Warrington have not had a lot of ball second half. They've gutsed it out defensively. They got the damage done first half, Warrington. And they are going to be, as it stands, top of the Super League tonight with 8 wins from 11 games.
Look, to be successful and win trophies in Super League, you've got to show that not only can you score points, but you can defend. And I think they've done that in this game.
Williams goes high, a spiral, a tester at the back. Well caught by the Robins. Now we are in must-score territory.
Yeah, well, Warrington now, they just want to close this game out. They'll need a big 5 minutes. The whole KR are going to start throwing the ball around. It seems like they've shifted the ball from left to right.
Oh, penalty, this will help.
Yeah, it will. It's just what can they do with it, with the 6 players that they're going to have. Again, it's good footwork. Bit of a shot up high from Harrison. Big kick. And they're 30 metres now from Warrington's line. They must score this set of 6, though.
They must. Ball now works its way to Evalds. Short pass, Tanganoa. Tayo, I think, done pretty well tonight. Found game time limited at Warrington, but the former PNG hunter stood up well tonight. Here now, ball taken forward by King. 4 minutes remaining. 2 tries and a goal needed to take us to golden point. It's not done yet. May gets it away, quick hands, good defence. Ashton this time off the touchline.
It was that first ball that was needed to Burgess then. They had him on the edge.
A game of 2 halves. Is the drama done yet? The Robins trying, probing. 15 metres short of the line. Tackles and time running out. Have to score here. Not the best pass to Whitbread, just lost a little bit of momentum, can't find an offload. Who's going to produce the magic to keep the Robins in it? I think they're going to have to play the ball again here, not sure what's happened there.
And then they were just checking, see how Jordan Crowther was. He looked a bit wobbly on the floor.
Okay, fair point.
Okay, on last.
Ball now coming to this near side. Lewis sends up the kick. Hall after it this time, batted back and just went over the line. That was risky from Warrington.
I think it was Josh Hewlis on that occasion that taps that ball back. Well, it's right on the money, that kick. Ryan Hall is going for it. It is Hewlis. Not taking any chances with that kick. Knowing that the big man Ryan Hall is in the vicinity, looking to catch that ball. And a penny for that man's thoughts, Willie Peters.
Well, the penny is, if they'd have played like this in the first half, fellas, we'd have won. But they didn't, and they haven't. Oh, that's it. That's it. One mistake too many. Night Levels has been pretty much perfect tonight, but he just took his eye off it.
Yeah, he's been excellent, hasn't he? His acceleration when he catches that ball causes teams trouble. And like I saying that everyone expects so much from Hull KR now when they turn up. The job that Willie Peters has done, like I said about him, he's transformed this team over the last couple of years. Out of contract at the end of the year, and if you were Hull KR's board, you try and get a deal done with him ASAP.
He's not managed to beat Warrington yet. Warrington did the double last year, and they're going to do the double again here tonight. Oh, striking at the scrum. What's that all about? You'll remember that, Terry.
Back in the day.
Wherever you go, don't strike to the balls in, just hold it. Hold that way, get it down, stay in.
Warrington almost there. Mentioned right at the start, this run that they are on, as Ty bumps off one. Mentioned this run that they are on of conceding points. Barring, they've been pretty good, haven't they? Week in, week out defensively. Not conceded too many. Warrington.
They've been very good. They've been there or thereabouts. Like I said, the 3 losses that they've had this year is by 5 points, 8 points and 6 points. 2 of them defeats for Sam Burgess has come against Catalan, the other one against Salford, when they were beaten by 5 points. So they are there or thereabouts. They're always competing, and that's what Sam Burgess' team looks like.
This is going to be the 4th time in the last 6 games they've conceded less than 10.
Yeah, well, good teams are built on strong defence, aren't they?
They might be about to put some strong attack on here just to wrap it up. King chips ahead. They're trying to let it run dead, but they'll have to take it out. And Hull KR are not going to be top of the table tonight, despite a very good second half showing. Only the 4 points, but Sam Burgess and Warrington are. Thumbs up from Sam. 11 rounds in. The Wolves are top of the pile. High, short restart. Did it go 10? I don't think it did, and that will be a penalty. Well, it was worth the gamble, but Willie Peters' side have given themselves too much to do. Job done for Sam Burgess and Warrington. A routine kick from right in front of the posts will wrap up the spoils here tonight. Willie Peters' side, well, we'll go back to the drawing boards. Good wins over Wigan and St Helens. They've got the cup next week. But they'll need to be better than this.
Yeah, but I said it before, didn't I? Like, what you listen to what coaches say before the game when they're interviewing. Jenna Brooks said to him, what do you want from this side? He said, I want us to start better. We didn't start well against Saints. We got the result that we wanted, but we conceded some soft tries. We need to start better against Warrington, and that's what I'm after. And they didn't do it, Mark, when it needed to be done.
Well, that youngster will be enjoying his night tonight. Sam Burgess will as well. Damage done first half when Warrington led 18 points to 0. Matty Ashton with a try. King with 2. Broadbent and Lewis gave the Robins hope, but they couldn't get within a score. Dufty and Warrington are top of the Super League pile tonight. They beat Hull KR by 20 points to 8.
Mark, Terry, thank you very much. Yes, 12 the difference. But in fairness, Sam Tompkins and Danny Maguire, there was really only one side in it for large parts of this game.
Yeah, I thought Hull KR were poor tonight. You know, compared to how they've been in recent weeks. I thought Warrington were very, very slick first half, caused them massive problems. Now, the start of the second half, Hull KR, you know, they got the rub of the green, they started playing a little bit more front foot. The difference was they weren't getting tested on an edge because they were actually playing with the ball in Warrington's half, something they hadn't done for the first 40. So, you know, a few positives for Hull KR in that small period, but overall Warrington very convincing.
So Sam will be able to say, Sam Burgess, we were very good in the first 40 minutes. We built up that 14-point lead, and when Hull KR came at us, as inevitably they would, we were able to defend whatever they threw at us.
I think we spoke about pre-game about Warrington's resilience, and I think they showed that in bucket loads in the second half. Hull KR turned the possession stats around, had lots of ball, but Warrington just kept repelling them. And that, to me, is a team that's connected, that's working hard for each other. And I'm not going to put words into Sam Burgess' mouth, but I'm pretty sure he'll be really pleased with the second half defensive performance.
Yes, he did. When you have a look at the stats, he did. It swung Hull KR's way. A lot of missed tackles from Warrington that compared to the first half. A lot more errors in the second half from Warrington compared to the first half. but yet they weren't breached by that one opportunity at one time by Mikey Lewis.
Yeah, Hull KR have got some talented players that